What I think is absolutely great about the Moment Invitational or phone filmmaking in general, you can't hide anymore. If you have a phone, if you have a device that has very nice image quality and can do a lot of things for you, but has a lot of limitations that come with it, you cannot hide behind a shallow f-stop. You don't have the dynamic range, you don't have the detail, you don't have the flexibility in post, you don't have any of that. So unless you know what you're doing, you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. So essentially, it strips away all the nice and it equals the playing field a lot.
Yeah, you can't fix it in post, so it's like back to the basics, back to the roots.
Slow stroke of the clock of time I had not heard.
I mean, obviously we didn't record the sound on an iPhone, which would have been possible, but with cars it's difficult because you can't put an iPhone near an exhaust or whatever. A lot of the sound that I recorded on site, I recorded on a Zoom F4, so a really simple light setup. Well, a lot of the post-production that I do for all of the videos that we shoot involves capturing the realism of the sound on site and then making it sound cinematic and big afterwards, combined with the score. Like, our philosophy is that instead of having a huge epic score and huge epic sound design, we try to fit it to what the picture is and have certain moments that have sound, that have loud sounds like the exhausts and the small jump cuts with the flames. And then you have some quiet sections as well, and I think that was pretty cool actually.
Well, we ran into a couple of issues during the production. To sum up a greater picture, to give a little bit more context, it's not that easy to find someone who is willing to put a car that expensive, and that is a period correct race car from 1968. That looks like it's looked in 1968. That thing is really expensive and really fragile. We ran into some issues during the day, and the car eventually broke down. Hello people, this is a new one. This is it's our first production vlog, and this is a car that will not run after we've been abusing it all day. 60 years it survived, and then it got restored, and now it's broken again. Good or is it good? Oh, fucking hell. Oh. Film on the iPhone. Call the dude with the sports car. Great idea. And when I started putting it together, I didn't storyboard, which was a mistake. I just had a rough idea. So I started putting it together and I felt like there were gaps that I could not fill, and it would just drag on. It never quickened up. It just soothed along, and it was not feeling particularly great. And I saw a couple of other car ads where they had like these very quick burning shots, which were very orange and gave a lot of contrast in a very short amount of time, and just used up a couple of frames. So I thought, well, that can't be that difficult. So I looked a couple of behind the scenes and saw some flames and was like, sure, I just go to the hardware store, I buy a tube, and then I buy something that burns, and I spray it in the tube and I ignite it. Turns out the wide lens was a terrible choice. It just doesn't work because you have to put it in the tube to make it feel right. I also realized I couldn't use any lights because it just didn't work, because you can't really light it because there is nothing. So I sprayed in it, and at first I was too gentle and nothing happened. I was like, that is kind of boring. That doesn't look like an ignition at all. That just looks like an idiot sprayed something in there. You could see the lighter in the back. And then I went overboard and I ignited it, and I got a flame shooting through the tube past the phone about that big. Sound is important. I cannot stress this enough. You can't just dump music over it and put it at 120 or 240 frames and just slow it down and just be done with it. Like, that's not how it's meant to be.
A lot of filmmakers that I've experienced, I don't know, they're intimidated by sound, they don't want to do it, and it's a hassle in most, I don't know, in Premiere or Final Cut. It's not a hassle, but it's not ideal. But there's so many audio engineers or sound designers or aspiring audio engineers out there, and you can always get someone to get on board with your project just to do something and just even just semi-good sound is just a totally new immersive experience, because good sound design or good sounds, you don't even notice that it's there, but when it's not, it's just a different level.
If you don't have a story, you never know what the emotion is that you want to convey. And if you try to find a score that fits everything, you probably haven't nailed down your story so far that you are at the point already. If you know what your emotion is, if you know what your story is, regardless of what it's shot, you know the right music, and then you kind of feel how it all comes together.